Good morning, everyone. So, we start today's morning session. And as we have been reading this book, You Can Heal Your Life, in past 10 days, we have been mostly talking about how the thoughts can impact our body and how we can be more careful to see a positive change in our body and come out of any disease. So, today we will talk about something which is very, very common nowadays and spreading in multiple folds. We can see people facing this challenge very frequently in their life, and we hear a lot about cancer. So, we start talking about this one thing, that how this impacts, the thought impacts your body and it makes it vulnerable. So, cancer is a disease caused by deep resentment held for a long time until it literally eats away at the body. Now, the people who suffer this disease is nowadays so common and you hear it very, very often. And it has been so, it's like in every household you have one. It's all because that resentment which has been we are holding inside for years and years. So it is not a development of one day, one episode, or few. It's like years you have been suffering and holding things inside, which has led to this very severe disease. Something happens in childhood that destroys the sense of trust. This experience is never forgotten, and the individual lives with the sense of self pity, finding it hard to develop and maintain long term, meaningful relationships. Because of that belief system, life seems to be a series of disappointments, a feeling of hopelessness and helplessness, and loss permeates the thinking, and it becomes easy to blame others for all the problems in your life. So basically, it starts with those initial episodes which had scarred you enough and it stays with you forever. Whatever your age is, from that period till now, you are holding inside. And the adverse part is now you forget, you start doubting yourself, because of which your personality personally is not built positively, and you start holding it tightly against people. That's where the body reacts. And that's why it becomes such common one disease which we hear so often nowadays. A feeling of hopelessness and helplessness. It starts building inside, and we are not able to trust people. People with cancer are also very self critical because they don't value themselves. They have lack of self worth. That's why we always say that everything starts with self. You need to have that self love. You need to value yourself above everyone else, because loving yourself and valuing yourself is not at all selfish. It is, if you are trusting, people will start believing you more. But it's the other way around. We start reacting and acting according to the situation, maybe because that time we were not aware. But at least henceforth, we are more cautious that I am not building any resentment inside which might harm me in any way. So, to me, learning to love and accept the self is the key to healing cancer. So, this is a psychosomatic disease. This is not something which though it says it runs in hereditary, but this is a psychosomatic, it is a lifestyle disease. Because of your current situation in your environment, you are catching it faster. So we need to really think hard about this and stop blaming ourselves, stop criticizing ourselves, and definitely being more open and easy to let go would help to lose that resentment building in. Now, overweight. another big problem of today's world. Obesity is again one thing which we all see, even in kids. There is something which is also called as emotional eating. When you are in stress, the people who are fond of food, they start eating more, and especially sugar cravings increase. So that leads to overweight and obesity. But let's hear about this first. So overweight represents a need for protection. Means we feel that we are not protected well, and the need for protection leads to overweight. We seek protection from hurts, slice, criticism, abuse, and many kind of such situations which we face in our life, from a fear of life in general, and also specifically it is specifically it is all about the situation which we are living in. So you have to make your own choice. I'm not a heavy person, yet I have learned over the years that when I am feeling insecure and not at ease, I will put on a few pounds. So maybe that stress which is going inside is adding on to the weight. So that is also one of the reasons, because I'm not able to easily shed out the extra weight which I'm holding. When the threat is gone, the excess weight goes away by itself. So again, my mind is blocking that when I am in stress, when something is bothering me for a long time, it sticks to me. And that's how the weight also is not easy to reduce. Fighting fat is a waste of time, and energy diets don't work. The minute you stop, the weight goes back because you have not addressed the root cause. The root cause was that you had to balance your mind to feel that release and relaxation in your body. So, loving and approving of yourself, trusting in the process of life, and feeling safe because you know the power of your own, and make up the best diet I know of. Go on a diet from negative thoughts, and your weight will take care of itself. So this is another way of looking at it. We go for so many kind of diets. Again, there are n number of diet styles available in the market. But still, if temporarily you reduce weight and you go back to again the original one, which again catches you, it's all because you have to release that weight in your head. From your mind, you have to release to see the change in your body. Too many parents stuff food in their baby's mouth, no matter what the problem is. That we feel that eating is the best way to show our love and affection. So, parents, we need to really think hard. The energy of the child is more important than feeding extra food and filling your child with food throughout the day. These babies grow up to stand in front of an open refrigerator saying, I don't know what I want. Whenever there is a problem, they don't know how to find the solution. Why? Because they were already and always given before they even asked for. So they never had this attitude to take a decision or make a decision. So here we come down to the point that the extra weight which we gain and we are not able to shed out, it's not only because of food, it's also because the food we are giving to a mind, which is important for us to shift. Now we talk about pain. Pain of any sort is an indication of guilt. Guilt always seeks punishment, and punishment creates pain. Chronic pain comes from chronic guilt, often so deeply buried that we are not even aware of it anymore. So again, you remember initially also we discussed something related to pain and aches, especially when it hits your joints. So similar kind of thing, it says that the more you feel guilty about something, that chronic guilt, it leads to chronic pain. So guilt is a totally useless emotion. It never makes anyone feel better, nor does it change any situation. how much you feel guilty, it's not going to make you feel good, or it's not going to change your situation. So, this emotion itself is a highly useless emotion. The more you feel guilty, the more you feel the pressure. So, your sentence is now over. So, let yourself out of the prison. Forgiving is only giving up and letting go of this kind of pain. So, I hold here and we continue reading from the next uh, issue which is discussed. And within a day or two, maybe with this week ending, we will be coming up to the end of this book and start a new book next week. So we go on to the next segment of the day.
Good morning, everyone. So, now as we are learning about how our thought patterns and what we think, it is connected to every element in the body. And now, again, it is important how we are able to have that connection, how we are able to listen to our body, what it is trying to say, and actually address the root cause, and at the same time take right actions so that we'll be see some change in our health or in our body system. So today we will be doing guided visualization, and for that we start sitting in comfortable position with spine straight and eyes closed. And now take a deep breath in, hold for a moment, and slowly exhale. One more time. Deep breath in, hold for a moment, and slowly exhale. With each breath, your mind and body is getting relaxed deeply. Experience this peace of this present moment. And now, just imagine that your body has a voice. And today, you are simply here to listen. Bring your awareness to your entire body and ask yourself, dear body, what would you like me to know today? Do not force any answer. Simply be here in this moment. We try to listen. Perhaps receive words, sensation, emotions, colors, or just silence. Trust whatever arises. And gently ask yourself, what do you need from me today? Perhaps your body asks for rest, movement, nourishment, hydration, compassion, forgiveness. Whatever message comes, receive it with openness and say to yourself, I am willing to listen. I respect my body's wisdom. My body and I are loving partners. Imagine every cell is smiling back to you, and your entire body is communicating. Thank you for listening. And as you are taking few deep breaths, connection between your mind and body is strengthening. And say to yourself, I trust the wisdom within my body, and I lovingly support my health every day. With this intention in mind, we'll try to come back to the present moment, twinkling your toes and fingers, rub your palms, keep it on your eyes and face, and slowly open your eyes. So it is all about making that connection between your mind and your body, and whichever part which is feeling that discomfort or dis-ease. So we can always have connection, ask exactly what is needed. And of course, we will get that answer because it is already within. Only thing we need to be in that moment, focusing. Otherwise, in the chaos of the mind, we will not be able to listen to what our body is trying to say. So this is all about taking time out and making this connection. And with this, we'll move to the next segment.
Yeah. So today, as we move on to the segment where we are going to write gratitude, and we are again going to write gratitude to our body in a different form, where I want you to think that in the past, when did your body show up that it's really very strong? Maybe there was some kind of a scar, some kind of a mark, a wrinkle in your body, which tells you a story of your strength and your growth. So I want you to go back to that one episode in your life where your body faced a challenging situation, but it overcame. It came out of it. And now that episode has become a memory to feel proud of, that you could face the challenge which hit your physical body in that past episode. So I want you to go back, think about it, be grateful, because your body is unique in its own way. It has healed automatically. And fortunately, our body knows how to heal in its natural way. It's when we again stop that healing process by our own thoughts and actions, we start doubting its capacity. So the body is unique. Your body has seen a lot of scars, or maybe it has gone through something which was challenging, but you are still there, happily overcame that situation. So please thank that today and be grateful that if you can do it once, you can do it again. So bring back that resilience, that strength again in yourself. So you all can open up your journals and be grateful for those scars, those wrinkles, those marks which you have already faced and are present in today's. So I'll be again playing that music, soft music for that peaceful impact. Please continue writing. First, thinking about that episode and then being grateful that how you could face that challenge with a lot of strength and courage. And you are because of that one thing which you faced in your past.
6 months ago, I was earning 12.
So I'm sure we might have recalled that past episode which has built up that your resilience, that strength within. That becomes your benchmark to evaluate the capacity which you hold inside. So we compare ourselves with that moment and see that, yes, if we have once in my mind, I can forever be in that space in future as well. On that note, we end today's session. We meet again tomorrow and same time, same place, same link. Till then, have a great, positive day. Bye bye. Take care. Thank you so much.